Hi everyone and welcome to Hi everyone and welcome Hi everyone and welcome back to Scrollbox subscription unboxing with bats, cats and broomsticks. Today we are doing the box for month of October. Let's see what they've got inside. We've got our typical sweets included in every box. We've got our little sticker. Our challenge for the month, things with wings. That sounds really interesting. I might try and do that. And then we've got markers. They look like acrylic markers. We've got a Pentel pen. I thought it was a metallic pen, but it's not. And then we've got these 5 different coloured acrylic marker pens in various pastel kind of shades. This is a lot of pastel stuff that the Scrollbox community have done so far now. We've got our Artist of the Month, Erica Chazoniz. I'm probably completely ruining that. We've got our little catalogue and the sketch pad as well. Interesting shape for the sketch pad this month. We've got typical things inside the catalogue, including little tips and tricks for how to use the pens, and some of the images that you guys have sent in, and a little bit at the end, just like an extra thing that we get to have. So let's swatch out these pens and see what they look like on paper. The black pen is a typical black pen, a bit like a Sharpie really. Has a super fine point, but I imagine with a lot of use it wouldn't be so super fine. Then we've got our markers. Let's swatch them out one by one. So these markers look an awful lot like Posca pens do in the way that you have to activate them first by pressing the nib and giving them a thorough shake. So they feel a lot like how Posca pens feel. They have a beautiful matte paint. The white is a really nice, shiny, brilliant white. Covers the other colours really well. You've got this beautiful shade of grey. You've got a reasonably olive kind of coloured green, which I really like. But the blue, the purple and the pink feel like they are more of a, how can I say, colours that go together, they pair together really well. So they're more complementary. That's the word I'm looking for. They are a more complementary set of colours to each other. After I've swatched them out, they look really, really, really bright when you first put them on the page, but then you give them a minute to dry, and they dry a little bit darker than they first come off the page. So we've got an olive coloured green, we've got a cobalt kind of colour blue, we've got a lavender, and a really soft bubblegum kind of pink. And they all have this really, really nice coverage. I can imagine being able to make a decent matte finish drawing with them. So I think that based on what I'm looking at, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do a little drawing of some various different kinds of moths to do the challenge of the month. I'm not going to give them a background because I don't think that I have anything that would work very well as a complementary colour to these at this moment in time. But yeah, I think that they're going to work really, really well for something a bit more out there. So I'm going to go with a bit more of a cartoon kind of style. So I drew out some moths on one of the pages that I've got, and I drew them out like a lot smaller than I was thinking of having them be. So because of the size of the paper that came in the box, I would have probably preferred to have them on a much bigger paper and then add some pencil shading and things like that in afterwards. But having said that, I do think that this ended up looking really cute in the end. But I'm just gonna fast forward through this and add a little bit of music and get to the end. But one thing I want to note before we go into a time lapse for the rest of the video is that I wasn't expecting the black Pentel pen to run when interacting with the colours afterwards. So it did smudge a little bit, and also that the acrylic marker pens cover back over that black really well without leaving any shadowing or dark splodgy bits underneath. So if you do end up making a mistake, it's super easy to correct it either way, because the black goes over the paint but the paint goes over the black, if that makes any kind of sense. Anyway, you guys will see what I'm talking about. That brings us to the end of today's video. I hope that you guys really enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy what I make. If you guys want to leave a comment about what you guys made or anything that you want to say about this video, I do actually read them. I will try and get back to everybody that leaves me a message. and I really appreciate you guys watching. Until next time.